Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we have the final college basketball video for the slate before March Madness. Tonight's Selection Sunday. So we have 5 games today in college basketball. We're going to be going over 3 of them, and I think all of 3 teams are affected today. One in a game where two teams are affected in a game we're not going to be going over, and then one team is going to be on this one that I feel like they need a win today in order to make the tournament. But before we get into the video, before we get into the recap of what happened yesterday, you guys know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are at, I think, 488 as I started this video. We're hoping to get to 500 maybe by the end of the first round of the NCAA tournament. So if you guys can do that, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Also, you can follow us on our social medias. We are at BetsEarl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. We also have a Discord chat if you want to join that. The link to that will be in the description of the video down below. And as always, leave your best bet for college basketball in the comment section below. Quick little recap of yesterday, and it started off good, and then, it didn't end well. We had Illinois minus 3.5. They took care of Iowa. They won by 11 points. And they get the job done. They get the win. They get the cover. Cool. Arkansas, they were on a really good run heading into this game, and they just hit into a wall of LSU and unfortunately could not get the win. It happens. They were on a really good streak. It's one of those where you probably ride that team till it died, and yesterday it died. But I definitely look to back them a little bit in this in March Madness. Unlike the next 2 teams which won't be playing in it, Fairfield plus 8.5, and they missed by half a point. That is probably the most frustrating thing about this whole day, was Fairfield missed by half a point. So, it happens. You'll see Iona and Rick Pitino in the big tournament now, but we don't get the win with that plus 8.5, 1 point off or half a point off of covering. It is what it is. And then Nicholls State, forget about it, plus 6. I think they were semi-close at halftime, and after that, they forgot what basketball was. So we went 1-3, 268 and 262, and 5, and put the N5 there. 50.6%. Basically guaranteeing we're going over 500 this year, because after this video, for March Madness, we're refreshing our record, and we're going to have strictly a March Madness record as well to see how much better we can do at March Madness, because one thing that we'll be looking at is there'll be a lot of public bettors. So that means you'll find value on 15 seeds and 16 seeds, because everyone's going to be betting the Illinois of the world. Everyone's going to be betting the Michigans and the Ohio States and the Kansases and if they make it, like the Dukes. You'll find values in those games where teams will be overvalued, because March Madness and Super Bowl are the 2 holidays for sports bettors. So keep an eye out. You'll find some really good lines on some really bad teams that made the tournament, but it'll be a fun tournament. But let's get into today's video. I'll stop my rambling on. But before we get into today's video, as you guys may have heard, we have merch on the site now. We have stickers, we have t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, if you guys want those, mugs, phone cases. So I'm probably going to be adding more to the site. If you guys want to help support the channel that way, you can click the link in the description down below, and you can purchase some ESB merch. But let's get into today's games. We got 5 tournament champions, conference championships here. The first one here was Loyola Maryland and Colgate. We're not going over that one, but I feel like that one's one where the loser's not making the tournament. VCU and St. Bonaventure, that's the other one we're not going over. I feel like both these teams are tournament teams. St. Bonaventure is maybe a 8-9 seed, maybe a 10 seed, and VCU is probably an 11-12 seed. But looking at the rest of these 3 games, these are the 3 games we're going to be going over: LSU, Alabama, Cincinnati, Houston, and Ohio State, Illinois. The only team where I feel like they need a win today to make the tournament, I think, is Cincinnati. As actually, we're getting some money here on LSU a little bit at that plus 7, which brought it down to a plus 6. Okay. Interesting to see. But let's start it off with LSU and Alabama here. It's a 6-point spread, minus 260 for Alabama, plus 220 for LSU. LSU coming into this game 18-8, 11-6 in SEC play. Obviously coming in on a winning streak. They're on a 4-game win streak. They knocked off Ole Miss in the quarterfinals, and they knocked off Arkansas yesterday. Very impressive win for them. They're now going up against Alabama, which I didn't think was going to make it this far. They were the number 1 seed in the SEC, but I didn't expect them to really make it past the second round. But they went 23-6, 16-2 in the SEC. Quarterfinal win versus Mississippi State. And they beat Tennessee in the semifinal. But looking at this game, we're going to be going with the favorite. I like Alabama to get the win here. I think this little LSU run is over. I think that Alabama, they'll be able to dominate this game a little bit. And it's funny saying, oh, it's Alabama and LSU in the SEC championship game, and it's not football. So it's something interesting there. But I like Alabama minus 6 in this match to win the SEC tournament. So give me the Crimson Tide and Roll Tide today, as they're going to go on and win the SEC championship. Next, we have Cincinnati versus Houston, 13.5 point spread, minus 1050 for Houston, plus 675 for Cincinnati. Houston coming in 23-3, 14-3 in conference play. They beat Tulane in the quarterfinals. They beat Memphis in the semifinals. So they're coming in looking good. They took care of business in both games. Memphis, it was a closer game. I think they only won by 2 points, but they won by 25 versus Tulane. Cincinnati coming in 12-10, 8-6 in tournament in conference play. They knocked off SMU in the quarterfinals, and then knocked off Wichita State in the semifinals. And this Cincinnati team's been sneaky good so far in the tournament. And they're the only team other than that first game between Loyola Maryland and Colgate that I think this game decides whether or not they make the tournament. I think they cover the 13.5 point spread. Maybe a small stab at plus 675, because this team's going to be determined, because this is a game they need to have in order to make the tournament, most likely, because they're only 12-10 and they didn't have a good conference record. This is a game Cincinnati needs to have, so I wouldn't mind maybe that plus 675 money line. I can see an upset today over Houston. Houston knows that they're probably a 2 seed at best, so I can see Cincinnati winning this game. So, but we're definitely taking them plus 13.5 today. And our final game of the college basketball season before the tournament is Ohio State taking on Illinois in the Big Ten Championship. 6.5 point spread for Illinois. Minus 267, run back of plus 227. Illinois coming in 22-6, 18-4 in conference play. Coming in on a 6-game win streak, they knocked off Rutgers in the quarterfinals, and they beat Iowa, the number 5 team in the nation, pretty soundly yesterday, 82-71. So they're just taking care of business through this tournament, looking like a team that I may pick to win the whole thing. Ohio State coming in 21-8, 15-8 in conference play. They knocked off Minnesota in the second round, Purdue in the quarterfinals, and then went on to knock out Michigan yesterday in the semifinals. Michigan, don't worry, you guys are number 1 seed regardless. But looking at this game, these two teams are playing very well, but I still think Illinois is a step above this Ohio State team. I feel like Illinois is one of those teams, if they're going to compete for a title, I think they're definitely a Elite 8, Final 4, maybe a championship winning team. So I'm going with the Fighting Illini here, minus 6.5. I think they get the job done. I think they probably win by 10 points. So give me Illinois for the Big Ten Championship game there. And if I would have to pick the first 2 games, I lean towards Colgate, and I would pick St. Bonaventure. But that's just, those are not bets. I'm not betting on that. I am betting on Alabama, minus 6 for the recap here. Alabama minus 6 against LSU. We're going Cincinnati, plus 13.5 versus Houston. And we're going Illinois, minus 6.5 versus Ohio State. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't already, and turn on post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at All Sports Bets. And it's been a fun college basketball season. We still got March Madness to go, but hopefully we can have a good end to the tournament, conference tournament season and the regular season here with potentially a 3-0 day. And also today's Selection Sunday, so keep an eye out tonight. I don't know if it'll be a live stream or a video, but I'm going to be doing a filling out my bracket video / live stream tonight after Selection Sunday, after the brackets are out. So be expecting something cool like that for tonight. But that's going to be just about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And let's make some money. Let's cash some bets in college basketball today. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.